Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is a video that I've been wanting to make for a while, but with everything going on right now, it took a while to get a couple of these things in the mail. One time something got lost, so I had to order it again. And it's been, kind of a hassle to finally get these cards in actual real life. And I didn't want to show this profile without having anything in real life, even though there aren't real life tournaments. I don't know, I just like the real look of the cards and stuff like that. And I'm wasting a bunch of money on this. Well, not wasting, but I'm spending a lot of money on this. So I wanted to, for the deck to look nice and stuff. This is the deck that I've been working on for probably a month now. I started playing it online when I saw, it was a while ago, back when Colossus was still a card, because it wasn't banned. This deck was a lot better when that card was around. But it's still really good, and I'm gonna go ahead and show it for you guys. And in the future, I want to do like a little combo, but I need to find I haven't been able to get a setup for that because, like I said, it's been tough getting stuff through the mail. So I did order like a little tripod holder thing, but it still hasn't come yet. It's already been like 2 weeks, so I don't know how much longer it's gonna take. So I guess until that thing comes in, that's when I'll be able to make more, be able to put my camera in a certain way so I can show like the whole board instead of just like a little small spot. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get into the deck profile, and I'll explain the cards because I think a lot of people know what these cards do, but they probably just, some of them are still pretty new, so it might not be like everybody won't know. Nemesis flag, 3 of them. All the Nemesis monsters, the smaller ones, have the same effect, that you can target one of your banished monsters, and then you shuffle it back into the deck, and you special summon these cards. Then they each have like on-field effects. They're all like different types. They're all different attributes. They're all different levels. This one, he's the best one. He can search for any Nemesis monster from your deck and add it to your hand. So you can search pretty much like a bunch of your good cards. You play 3 of him because he's the best one. 3 Umbrella. Umbrella, his effect is the same. You can shuffle the card back to summon him, but he gets 1 Nemesis monster back from your graveyard. So like the combo is, you want to get your flag, use it for link material. After you search your Umbrella, then you summon your Umbrella, then you can get back your flag, so you can do the same play again next turn. Or with stuff like Sarujo, you can just special summon the flag out of your hand. And then 3 Nemesis Corridor. I'm playing 3 of all of them because I just think they're really good extenders in this deck, because of another card that is just really good with banishing and stuff. This one used to be really good when Colossus was a thing, because you could just make Colossus just by summoning it. But this card, basically, if you can add any Nemesis that's banished and add it back to your hand. That's not the most useful one, but it does have like the most attack. It's a 1900, so it's good for that. Then these are the 2 boss monsters they're the Arch Nemesis. This one's Protos. Protos is like, I would say, the stronger of the 2, but I don't know, it depends what matchup you're playing against. This one, you have to banish 3 monsters with different attributes, either from your field or from your graveyard, and you special summon him. He can't be destroyed by card effects, and once a turn you can declare any attribute, but it has to be on the field. So like, you can always call Dark, and you destroy all cards of that attribute, and for the rest of the turn, till your opponent's turn, they can't summon that attribute. So if you destroy Earths, they can't summon Earths, which is really good against the Adamantipator deck. It's pretty decent against the Eldritch deck because they can't summon the Golden Lord, and the Golden Lord is like their whole deck. Then there's Arch Nemesis Escados, or Ishantos. I don't know how to really pronounce it. I think it's Ishantos. This card has the same effect as Protos, but instead of attributes, it's type. And this card also can be destroyed by card effects, so it's really good. He's a light monster, and he's also a dragon. They're all different types, like I said before, but this guy's really good against certain matchups. Against Salamangreat, you just call Cybers, and they can't summon Cybers their whole turn. They pretty much just lose because they rarely play any non-Cybers monsters. I think they can't special summon them, so they can't even like use their extra deck at all. Then extenders. This is pretty much what starts your whole combo. These cards, 3 Neospace Connector, and then the 1 Aqua Dolphin. If you've ever played in the Goki format, you know why these cards are good, because you want to make Assault, and this card's just like a 1-card Assault. Aqua Dolphin's good for getting hand traps out of your opponent's hand. The only thing that it sucks is that it doesn't hit Nibiru, because Nibiru doesn't actually have attack. This is a newer card that I added to the deck, Sublimination Knight, and then the 1 Squeak Knight. If you've seen the Ignoble Knights, you know how broken this card is. This card's pretty good because it can't be hit by Ash, because it equips Squeak Knight from your deck, and then Squeak Knight summons itself with its own effect, so that's pretty cool. Sublimination Knight, whenever his effect is a little bit better than Neospace Connector, because he also gets his effect whenever he's special summoned. So whenever he's special summoned or normal summoned, you get to equip any fire warrior monster from your deck or hand to this card. And then Squeak Knight, whenever he's a union monster, you can special summon himself. And he also has an effect where he makes himself a tuner, but you can only special summon 1 more time after you do that. He's not really relevant in that aspect. He's mostly just another warrior, so you can make Assault. Then Dark Grepher and Armageddon Knight for dumping cards to the graveyard. This is most of the time where you're going to be summoning off Assault. They're just always... Armageddon Knight's a broken card. The effect is not once a turn, which is really dumb. Then I'm also playing Hero, a little hero engine, 2 Vision Hero Vion. He basically just dumps any hero to the graveyard. And this is like the bread and butter of the whole freaking deck right here. Destiny Hero Malicious. You want to get this guy into your graveyard as soon as possible, so you can banish him, summon him to the field. Then you can shuffle the banished Malicious back with your Nemesis monsters. Then you can special summon him again, and you can just, if you get a certain hand, you can just make some crazy boards. Then the 1 Shadow Mist, because you can use it, you know, it's just a really versatile card, but I wouldn't play any more than 1. And then 1 Destiny Hero Plasma. This is something that I'm trying out recently. I want to play 45 cards because you have to play equips because of Assault. So I'm playing 5 equips. I didn't want to, you know, just keep dead drawing them. And the way the math works out, for at least 4 of them to stay inside my deck, I wanted to, you know, play 45 cards. So Plasma, it's just a really boss card. You can easily summon it, and it just turns off your opponent's monster's effects, and it's just super easy to summon. 3 Parallel Exceed. This card's just broken. I can't believe they gave us this card as a common. If this card was a secret rare, I promise you it would be like $50 right now. This card's just so good. I'm not able to search it right now at the moment, but with Saruja and other cards, you can just really, I don't know why, it just always comes to my hand. And then for the last monsters, well, not really monsters, 3 Ash Blossom, because this deck can go first or second, it doesn't really matter. But going second, it's a lot easier to OTK than it is to make like an unbreakable board. You have to put in a lot of resources, and you have to draw the right hand to be able to draw the field you wanted to get. And Ash Blossom's just probably the best hand trap right now. For the spells, 3 Call by the Grave, because you want to stop your opponent's Ash Blossoms. You want to stop Veilers, Ghost Ogres, whatever they're playing. And it's also just a real versatile card right now. Being able to banish stuff from the graveyard is always going to be good. Then your equips, the Phoenix Sword. This card's just broken. It's free fodder. You can just banish 2 warrior monsters from your graveyard to get it back to your hand. And with so many other cards that make you discard and stuff like that, it just makes the discard free. That's why this card was so powerful when Gokis were like the best deck. Moon Mirror Shield, it's just a good equip card. Overdone Burial, even if you draw it, like it's been a lot of times where I'll draw like Malicious and this, and then I can just discard Malicious to summon pretty much any monster from my graveyard. Living Fossil, just another like mini Monster Reborn, but not as good. DDR, I really wish they would make this card in holo. I can't believe it's probably one of the oldest cards that has never come holo, and this card is just really good, especially in this deck. Like I said before, Your Phoenix Blade is free discard fodder, so you can use it if you draw your DDR. You can just get it for free. Then the one mass change, because you can search it out with Shadow Mist, and there's a lot of ways to special summon it. Rhoda's like one of your best cards in the whole deck. It can just search so many good cards. Foolish Burial. I'm really liking the new Lost Art. Foolish Burial looks cool. Again, it's pretty much like another pretty much automatic win card. Monster Reborn. This card's just dumb. It's crazy. Like with your Nightmare Griffin, you can get this card back, and then if you don't win right away, the next turn you just beat them. For the extra deck, the Salamangreat Almirage. There's a lot of cards in this deck that are under 1,000 attack. There's if you get impermanence at certain times, and let's say you have Parallel Exceed in your hand, you can just keep going with this. The least you could do is make a Baguska or Abyss Dweller, depending on what matchup you're playing. So at least then you won't be like just completely loose. I sold probably the best card in the extra deck. This card's just stupid broken. I'm surprised that nobody ever talks about it, like when the ban list comes out and stuff, because it's just so powerful. It's able to add any warrior from your deck to your hand, and it also special summons a warrior from your deck, even though you do have to send equip cards. In a deck like this, where it doesn't really matter, it's just really broken, as we saw with Gokis. Nightmare Phoenix and Nightmare Cerberus, really good rank 2s, but they're also good for because in this deck you actually get to use their secondary effects, where you make like your unbreakable boards. Well, not unbreakable, but you make like a really good board where your monsters can't be destroyed by battle, they can't be destroyed by card effects, and your opponent can't use monster effects that are not linked, or special summon monsters that are not linked. So it's just a really, really cool combo. Nightmare Unicorn, just to get rid of problematic cards. Sometimes you just have to get your Malicious off the field, and doing like your Cerberus into this just happens a lot. Trigate Wizard. This card probably hasn't seen play since Spirals were like the best deck. But this card's not as great as it used to be, because just negating one card a turn is like good, but it's not great. And then also being able to banish a card from the field is pretty cool too. Then Nightmare Griffin. This card's another really crucial card in the deck. You can get back one spell from your, well, you're not playing any traps, so you can get back one spell from your graveyard pretty much for free, because with, like I said, with the Phoenix Blade, you just pay the cost with that, and you didn't, pay anything for it. Saruja. This card's stupid broken. I'm not sure if this card's gonna get banned or not, maybe because of the Dragon Link deck, but this card's just so good. And then what's great about this card is it has a 3 arrows pointing down, which is what's really important. Topologic Zeraboros. This card can just get so huge in this deck because you're just banishing so much with your Phoenix Blades and stuff like that. So a lot of times your opponent won't see it. You'll just summon this guy. Super easy to summon because it only needs 2 monsters, so you can just bring them out. And then there's also random times where like you have your Saruja up here, and like you can put Zeraboros right in the middle, so they can't use this extra monster zone. So the only way they'll be able to special summon is if they special summon to Saruja's spot, and then you just banish everything, and then on your turn you can just get your Topological Zeraboros back. Boros Sword Dragon. This card's broken. Just wins you so many games. Boroload Dragon. If I had Appaloosa or what's the other good link for? The Meknat guy, I probably would play them over this. But this card's just really good too for getting rid of like random boss monsters. Got rid of a Chaos Max Dragon, which is pretty funny. Then for Exceed monsters, I'm playing Abyss Dweller, because Abyss Dweller can just win you the game sometimes. Tornado Dragon. I really like this because this deck doesn't have a lot of back row removal. And I just really like Tornado Dragon because it also detaches the material right away. Abyss Dweller does that too, but Tornado Dragon gives you like a good effect. Baguska for those, like I mentioned before, the extra deck's real versatile in this deck, and that's why I like it, because you honestly could play pretty much whatever you want besides like 4 or 5 cards, so that gives you like 10 cards to play around with. And Baguska is just a really good card. It could shut down your opponent's deck. Not a lot of people are playing like Kaijus and stuff like that, so it's really hard The only way that people are getting rid of this is like with Lightning Storm. But in real life, people are not always going to have Lightning Storm because it's just so expensive. And then the one Dark Claw for the mass change. I'm not playing any of the other mass heroes because they just don't add anything. Dark Claw can just win you games by himself because your opponent not being able to use their graveyard just hurts them a lot. Especially against certain matchups where you can just, Dark Ruler no more than, get out your Dark Claw, then just send all their stuff to the graveyard and they're not going to be able to recover from that. For the side deck, I'm playing 3 Nibiru because this deck wants to go second and this just helps you win. I was either deciding to play Nibiru or the Raw Spear mode, and I decided the Nibiru was a little bit better, even though it's not so great because now everybody's playing like the what do you call it, the needle fiber combo where you can summon out Arclight, the Herald of Arclight right away, and you can just negate you, or if they get Appaloosa out, this card's just not that good. But it does come up a lot of times. 3 Veiler because you want to have interruptions. If I had impermanence, it would be impermanence, but I don't, and I'm not planning on buying them anytime soon. 3 Dark Ruler no more. This card's just broken. Against certain decks, it could just win you the matchup. You pretty much just vanilla all their board out, make your board, blast them all away. If you're lucky enough to get your Dark Claw out, or if you can make like Boar Sword and like just OTK them, it's just really good. Or you can actually OTK them. I forgot about the no damage. But either way, you can still get rid of a bunch of monsters and then set up your board. And if you can get out like Nightmare Griffin, they can't use their special summon effects and just makes it really hard for them to win. This is something I'm testing out right now. 3 Shared Ride. Basically, this is a card that I wanted to play because I wanted something that was good going first and good going second. And this is one of the few cards that I could think of besides Impermanence, like I said before, but I don't have them, that would just be good either way. 2 Twin Twisters because Altergeist is back. A lot of people are playing Altergeist again, and Cosmic Cyclone is not going to cut it against that deck. And I know against Eldritch, you really want to play the Cosmic Cyclone so you can get rid of their traps so they can't get the effects at the end phase. But what can you do? And then last but not least, the 1 Red Reboot. For the same reason, I really just hate Altergeist and I hate Guru. I don't like those kind of playing against those kind of decks that just, set 5 or whatever. And you can just win by paying half your life points. That's it for the deck profile, guys. This deck's really a lot of fun to play. I know a lot of the times you're just summoning the same board over and over and over, and a lot of people don't like that. But I've always had a lot of fun, and I don't know what I'm gonna change about the deck, because I do want to get like that Phoenix Gearfried in here. I'm gonna buy one for sure. I want to get that card in here because that card's just so good, being able to negate card effects. But right now, there's no really easy way to like summon them out. Because you can add them with the Soul, obviously, but you can't use them that turn. And yeah, then you can always just special summon him with Saruja or with your Isold. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching the deck profile. I'm not sure what I'm going to have next, if it's going to be another profile or if I'm going to do the combo tutorial, depending on if the little tripod thing comes or not. But either way, thanks for watching. I know the deck profile ran kind of long and I'm just like going on and on and on. I won't shut up. But I just want to really thank you guys for watching, and stay safe, wear your mask, and until next time.